Hitting rock bottom is probably one of the worst and most draining things that can happen to you, especially if you're playing a sport and constantly losing. Unfortunately, this is the case for the Lakers, who have lost 9 of the last 12 games played. And to make matters worse, even their home fans booed at their star player LeBron James. Curious to know more? Stay tuned, because in today's video, we'll be unpacking what went down.
But first, a reminder about our brand new giveaway. We're giving away a PS5 with a copy of NBA 2K22 and Madden 22. All you have to do is watch the full video, leave a like, comment the keyword hidden in the video, and make sure you're subscribed. It's that simple.
First, LeBron gets booed after the Lakers hit rock bottom again and suffered a heavy 123-95 home loss against the New Orleans Pelicans last week. LeBron James, the LA Lakers star player and favorite player to post reaction gifs of, got booed by his own fans. We can't believe it either. Imagine if you've had a relatively bad season and instead of your fans supporting you at trying times, you get booed? Ooh, that's gotta be rough. On an individual basis, James leads the team with 29 points per game, 7.9 rebounds, and 6.3 assists. The Lakers, on the other hand, are suffering and may miss the NBA playoffs after their regular season record fell to 27-33 after their 9th defeat in the previous 12 games. 2 years after winning the Larry O'Brien Championship Trophy, the Lakers sit in 9th in the Western Conference, just ahead of the New Orleans Pelicans and the Portland Trail Blazers, who are 10th and 11th respectively. It's a close fight for the postseason, with only 10 teams qualifying for the play-in tournament, which allows teams who didn't make the playoffs to enter. During a devastating third quarter in which the Pelicans defeated the Lakers 44-25, a James turnover, Los Angeles' 18th of the game, elicited a fervent reaction from angry home supporters. Through the first 3 quarters, James and teammate Russell Westbrook both committed 7 turnovers. It was James's 500th career 30-point game, trailing just Wilt Chamberlain, who has 515, and Michael Jordan with 562. In the overwhelming triumph, the 37-year-old ended with 32 points and 6 rebounds, while Pelicans forward Brandon Ingram shined with 19 points and 8 assists, and CJ McCollum scored 22 points. Next, how others have reacted. Mark Stein, a former New York Times and ESPN columnist, resorted to social media to bash the Lakers and tweeted that Ingram was giving it to the Lakers and that there was no spirit or fighting from the home team. He added, "Gotta factor in the injuries, but man, it is astonishing to see a LeBron James team this punchless. He's never had less help and never needed more." Multiple people even took to Twitter to call the Lakers revolting and their performance this season disgusting. They've been pretty ruthless. Like, hey, we get it. You hate the team's efforts lately, but maybe tone it down a bit, even if they do deserve it. Next, what LeBron has been with all this. This performance happened after James stated that he intends to stay with the Lakers for the rest of his career. When James declared he intended to complete his career by playing beside his son Bronny, who was in high school, he sparked rumors that he may depart the Lakers during All-Star Weekend in Cleveland. LeBron James led the Lakers to a stunning loss in Los Angeles, scoring 32 points. He maintained he'd do whatever it takes to play alongside his kid for a year, but following the Lakers' loss to the Los Angeles Clippers on Saturday, James said he had no plans to leave the 2020 NBA champions. As of now, he will qualify for a 2-year extension later this year, and has 1 more year on his contract for the time being. James told reporters that this franchise, the Lakers, is one he sees himself being with, and that he can see himself playing for them for as long as he can play. Furthermore, the 4-time NBA champion expressed his ambition to continue playing long enough to work with his son in Los Angeles. He added that he has a goal, which he isn't even sure will be possible, but he would like to play with his son. Ah, how cute. Back to the Lakers' losing streak. Unfortunately for this team and its fans, they've lost 11 out of the last 14 games they've played, and 4 of those losses have been back-to-back. Yikes. We don't really know what spirits have possessed the Lakers teams to be playing this awfully, but we hope that in the upcoming games they redeem themselves. And now for some other NBA news. Russell Westbrook speaks out about being harassed. Russell Westbrook of the Los Angeles Lakers used his post-game news conference following Monday's 117-110 upset to the San Antonio Spurs to discuss the abuse his family has faced this season. He donned a necklace with the initial letters of his family's name, Nina, Noah, Jordan, and Sky, and told reporters that it is very distressing, so much so that he doesn't even want family to attend home games because of what they will hear. He sadly shared that he doesn't want to bring his kids to the games because he doesn't want them to hear their dad get called names. Our hearts are just broken a little. He even added that his wife Nina Nina and his family have reached a point at which the whole thing is really weighing them down. Earlier, Nina even posted a number of tweets in which she talked about being harassed on a daily basis this season and even receiving death threats. Absolutely disgusting. We can't believe people would go this far. Westbrook added that the whole thing feels less than great and that a lot of times he lets it slide. But now it's time for him to be putting a stop to it and calling out the harassment each time it happens. And for his sake and his family's, we certainly hope people have a little sense knocked into them and they stop harassing them. The tone of Westbrook's comments reflect what has undoubtedly been an emotionally draining season for him, as well as the fact that many fans don't often understand the human side of the players they support and jeer on a weekly basis. Part of the frustration and anger comes from the reality that there is no denying the Lakers' 2021-22 season has been a disaster, and the point guard is unquestionably to blame. Championship hopes at the start of the season, with a team that included 5 possible future Hall of Famers in LeBron James, Anthony Davis, Russell Westbrook, Carmelo Anthony, and Dwight Howard, have morphed into constant losses and a battle to make the Western Conference play-in round. There is still time for the Lakers to improve on the court before the playoffs, but Westbrook is evidently tired of hearing so much criticism from the fans in Los Angeles who are supposed to be rooting for him. And again, we can't really blame him. Next, Jarrett Allen suffers a fractured finger. The Cleveland Cavaliers' exciting but injury-plagued 2021-22 season continued on Sunday with a victory against Toronto and the loss of their all-star center, Jarrett Allen. The team's center departed the game in the second quarter with a quad contusion, but was subsequently diagnosed with a left middle finger injury, according to the team. A CT scan performed Monday at Cleveland Clinic Sports Health confirmed a fracture and that he will be evaluated and treated further. There's no schedule for his return to basketball activities yet. For months, the Cavs have been besieged by injuries, including the season-ending knee injuries of top scorer Colin Sexton and veteran guard Ricky Rubio. The news about Allen is a setback for the team that is attempting to enter the playoffs for the first time since 2018. Without the 7-footer, youngster Evan Mobley will be pushed to do even more, posing a new challenge for the Cavs. Allen, who was acquired from the Brooklyn Nets in a 3-team deal last season, has developed into one of the league's top rim protectors and pick-and-roll finishers. The 23-year-old big is averaging 16.3 points, 10.9 rebounds, and 1.3 blocks per game, while shooting 67.7% and making his first All-Star appearance in the 2021-22 season. With the win on Sunday, Cleveland, now 37-27, took a 3-game lead over Toronto in the Eastern Conference standings. We don't know when Allen will return, but we wish him a speedy recovery. Get well soon, Allen. Lastly, Ben Simmons to not play against the 76ers. Ben Simmons is expected to return to Philadelphia this week, but will not face his former team. According to Shams Charania of The Athletic, Simmons will not play in Thursday's game between the Nets and 76ers, and he is presumed to travel to Philadelphia and remain on the bench. Simmons was traded to Brooklyn on trade deadline day, and he refused to specify a definite timeline for his return to the court at the time. He has been working hard in preparation for this season debut. He has yet to participate in a game for either Brooklyn or Philadelphia in the 2021-22 season, and he's been sitting on the bench with his new teammates for many games already. The former All-Star has been suffering from back pain, but Nets coach Steve Nash stated late in February that he does not anticipate it to be a long-term issue for Simmons. Simmons, the #1 overall choice in the 2016 draft, hasn't played since the 76ers were defeated in the Eastern Conference playoffs by the Atlanta Hawks last season. Last summer, he demanded a trade out of the 76ers and got it, being moved to the Brooklyn Nets. Hopefully, we'll be seeing him in action soon. Well, that's all we have for you guys today. What do you think about LeBron and the Lakers being booed? Is it deserved or should it be toned down? Let us know all your thoughts in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for more. See you next time. Bye.